Who knows what kind of wood this is? I do. Who knows who it's from? I do. That's because I turned the other half of this a few months ago. Now I can't remember that part. I just looked back through my videos because I couldn't remember what kind of wood this was, and I couldn't remember who I got it from, but I remember I liked it quite a bit. So I looked through my videos and I found a piece that looks just like that, because this is the other half of that, and it's Acacia from Arland Sanborn, and it's probably going to be a twin to it. I don't know any other way to turn it. Anyway, we're going to turn it into a bowl. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's Alexa here at Shady Acres Wood Shop. Howdy, let's take a closer look at it. The piece does have that nice crack right in there, doesn't it? We're not going to let that stop us. We're probably not going to do anything about it either. It's about 6 by 6 by 3.5 inches thick. It's got nice tight bark, got some nice cracks along the bark line there. None on this side. Don't know if that's typical or not. This is a really hard wood. Makes it kind of difficult to turn, but not that difficult. We'll get it done. I don't know if it's going to be a twin to the other one or something different or what. I'm going to take it over here to the drill press, drill a flat spot for my chuck jaws to set against. In the middle of that, I'm going to drill a hole for my woodworm screw. We'll get it mounted up on the lathe and get to turning. Well, this is what I've done. Drilled the flat spot for my chuck jaws to set against and a hole for the woodworm screw. And let's get it on there. Okay, I ain't going anywhere. It's new mask day here at Shady Acres, and this is what I wear. This is a 3M disposable mask. I usually wear them for a couple of weeks. I try to remember to take them off when I'm talking to you. I think I hardly ever do, but I try to remember. The problem with a brand new mask like this is this nose piece needs to be kind of broken in because it pinches your nose and it makes me sound very nasal, so sorry about that if I forget to take it off when I'm talking to you. It's very uncomfortable to start. It'll be good in 3 or 4 days. We're going to be turning at, I have no idea, I forgot to even check. 650 RPM, 5/8 inch bowl gouge, brand new mask and face shield on. That was a big piece, just hit me in the chest. Yeah, it came from right there. Well, I think we're going to be turning up that high anyway, so no harm done. The bark looked pretty tight, but I guess not everywhere. Well, that's a pretty good sized crack, isn't it? I don't think it's going to go away, and I also don't think it's going to be an issue. And I'm going to go sharpen up. Could you live with 2 flat ends? Could you live with that? Or would it just drive you crazy? The reason is because I lose so much wood if I take those away. And I don't know, is it that bad to have square ends? Just something a little bit different? Some of you folks get so angry when I do that. But you always keep tuning in, and I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. I guess I'll make it a little bit smaller. I might make it go away, I might not. And I did pick the speed up to 710 RPM. Just a little bit left there, not too much. Little tiny bit. Okay, alright, I hear you. Alright, there's a tiny bit, I'm going to leave it. Most of it will probably sand away anyway. I'm going to come down here and work on the bottom. I did stop for a minute and put some CA under the bark right here. And of course it ran out over here. So I'm going to have to take another pass or use my scraper or something to get rid of that CA stain on there. For now, I just want to flatten off the bottom. I really want to put in a recess, but of course we have that big crack there. I honestly don't believe it would cause an issue. I know it's a big crack, but it doesn't go anywhere. Stops right here. Stops right here. I don't really have a lot of room for a tenon, and I hate to lose the depth, so a recess would be the way to go. I know I can glue on a glue block. I don't have time for that. Otherwise, maybe I would. We're going to be turning at 750 RPM, still with 5/8" bowl gouge, still with mask and face shield on. Alright, we'll lay out for a recess. And for that I'll use a 1/2" bowl gouge. Well, that's deeper than I needed. I need to raise my tool rest a little bit so I can use my dovetail tool. Put a dovetail on the side here. That's just way too deep. That's better. And now I can see that crack doesn't exactly go all the way through. This crack is actually below it. It's down here. And then this crack is above. So they don't actually meet. So I think we're okay. I think I got, no, I still got a little tiny flat spot on each end, but it's so small, it'll sand away. All right, well, I don't need to use my scraper, so time for sanding. I'm gonna start the sanding with my Sandoflex. This is 180 grit. I'm gonna sand all of the bark along this top edge, and that's as fine as I go on the Sandoflex. When I'm done with that, I'll switch to my 2-inch disc, starting at 100 grit, working up through 400. I'll have the lathe spinning in reverse for that at about 275 RPM. And I'll show you what that looks like as soon as I get my mask on. I'll do a little bit more of that. I'll be doing a whole lot more of that. And I'll bring you back here in a bit and we'll put some kind of finish or sanding sealer or something on there. See you in a bit. Sanding sealer it is. I meant to look at the other one that I did to see what I used and I forgot. That is just beautiful wood, don't you think? I sure do. Apparently there's a lot of varieties of Acacia. I have no idea what variety this is. I don't even know where it came from. What state, or when I think of it, I think of southern states or maybe southwestern states. Sanded up very nicely, smooth as can be. I'm not worried about that crack. Maybe I should be, maybe not, I don't know. I don't know if you remember, but when we started, one end had these cracks. Can you see those cracks? And the other end didn't. But now that we're into it, both ends have it. Interesting. I always like to come behind the brush with a rag with more sanding sealer on it to wipe away any brush strokes or runs or whatever I might have done. And now I'm just going to brush the bark, which also turned out pretty nice and smooth, which is amazing because it was pretty rough. That's going to make a nice contrast against that yellow stripe there. Okay, well, this is the first of 2 coats of sanding sealer and then 2 coats of shellac over it. I'll bring you back and we'll start working on the inside, and that will be tomorrow. Have a great evening. See you tomorrow. I've turned the piece around and have the chuck jaws expanded into the recess. We're going to be turning at just under 900 RPM, 1/2-inch bowl gouge, mask and face shield on. I hear funny sounds. Might have something to do with all those cracks. What those are, I know they look scary now, but those are just those little cracks that are along the edge, and they don't go down very far. They do go all the way across right now, but they won't. Just keep telling yourself that, Phil. But boy, oh boy, do they sound weird. You probably can't hear it. I probably have it speeded up, but every once in a while I hear pop, pop. But you can see they're going away. gone. Just in the middle there and over here a little bit, but that'll be gone too. I'm looking to see if we're too thick or too thin. We're a little bit thick here and just right down here. So I need to take away some of this up high just until I get to this level, which is much lower. See if that did it. It did. I'm going to shear scrape a little bit. I'm going to take some of the middle away so I can get my tool rest in there. See, cracks are all gone, except on the edges. Coming right along. Now we're about 3/8. I'm gonna go sharpen up. All right, I'm going to switch to my scraper and we'll scrape. Yeah, okay, very nice. Time for sanding. Whoa. I'm sanding forward at 300 RPM. I'm starting at 120 grit and working up through 400. The reason I'm sanding forward is because this defect down in here keeps catching my sanding disc. You can see what happened there. It was way worse. I tried going in reverse first. Bad idea. Anyway, I'm sanding at 300 RPM, starting at 120, working up through 400. I'll bring you back in a bit and we'll put some sanding sealer on there. See you in a bit. Well, that was kind of a pain because of that little defect there. You should see all my sanding discs have a notch out of them now. Or sometimes they have two. But I got it done and it's smooth as can be, and I'm glad about that. And it's pretty, isn't it? Ooh, that's pretty. There's nothing on the outside that corresponds to that defect, unless it's in the, well, I guess it wouldn't be in the recess. There's nothing directly on the outside wall of that. I had to sand this bark again because it was so sharp. All these little edges sharp from sanding. It's just like sharpening a knife, you know, you remove metal, or in this case you remove wood, and it just gets sharper and sharper and sharper. All these little corners. But that's just part of the game. And it's so important to get those smoothed out. You don't want somebody picking this thing up saying, oh, that's pretty, and then stab themselves, because that's just the way it was. I've always said if a piece is beautiful and then you pick it up and it doesn't feel good, it just loses much of its beauty immediately. So you want to do a good job. And I guess some folks might feel that, and that's fine, you know, if that's what you want to do. For me, it's just showing you what was going on inside the tree. And that's interesting. Well, it's interesting to me. That looks pretty good. That's the first of 2 coats. And then 2 coats of shellac. I'll bring you back and we'll take a look at this thing sitting upright and beautiful. See you in a bit. Be sure you stick around at the end of the video so you can see the before and after shots of this piece. If you'd share the video, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, here it is. One Acacia live edge bowl in the books. And it is perfection. No flaws. Well, natural flaws, of course. No man-made flaws. And it's just beautiful. Beautiful color. Beautiful grain. Great finish. This area right here coincides to that big old flaw down there, but it does not go all the way through. Must be dang close. Must be real close, but it doesn't go through. Gotta love the tricolor you get with this wood. The bark, the sapwood, the heartwood, and then just the beautiful color and grain. Really nice. I sure hope you like it. I had a good time turning it. It's hardwood, but sharp tools take quick care of that. Not an issue. Oh, there you go. Let me know what you think. Thank you, Arland Sanborn, for sending this along, bringing this along, for all to enjoy. If you like this video, thumbs up, please. I'd sure appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, thank you very kindly. I truly appreciate that. I also appreciate that you took so much of your time to spend with me today. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I'm looking forward to your comments. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.